Hi guys. So in this video, I will be explaining about template design pattern. Okay. So this is very important and very useful design pattern. Basically, it is used when there is multiple classes implementing certain set of steps. Okay. So when there is, you can see like there are multiple classes following the same pattern of steps, implementing certain set of logic. Okay. But the steps are same. Logic is different. In that scenario, template design pattern is very much useful. So we will be showing you with example like how we can make use of template design pattern. Okay, so let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen now. So this is basically a behavioral design pattern because it changes the behavior of the particular implementation classes in the project at runtime. Okay, so here these are the steps basically. So at what point of time we have to make use of template design pattern? When you want all classes to follow a certain number of steps to process a particular task. So let's suppose I'm taking one example like when you are going for a bank to opt for a particular loan type. So that loan can be any type of loan like home loan, personal loan, car loan, utility loan, or any kind of loan that you are opting for. So you will observe a particular pattern. Okay, so all form of loan which you are trying to opt for, they follow certain number of steps. So first you have to apply for a loan, then they will do KYC or verification kind of thing. Okay, then they will see all your past experiences, like what all places have you worked, okay, what is your bank salary, how much you are getting credited. Then they will disburse the loan, then they will calculate a fees that bank will keep. Okay, then that transaction will be debited, few amount as a fees will be debited by the bank, and then there is a interest will be levied, okay, onto the particular principal amount. So these kind of thing, interest rate will vary depending upon the loan type, but the process of fetching the fees or levying the particular interest over a particular principal amount, these things will follow the same. Okay, the process of dispersal of the loan, that will also be the same. The steps will remain the same, the loan types differs. So in these type of scenarios where the steps remains the same for different type of scenarios, their template design pattern will be very much useful. Okay, so this is the first step. Basically, when you want all classes to follow certain steps to process the task, there we will be making use of template design pattern. Second need is when there is a need to provide flexibility, so that for each classes they have their own flexibility to implement their own logic. That's why I have given example of loan, right? So loan rate will differ. The calculation will remain more or less similar only, but the interest rate will differ. Like for home loan, difference interest rate will be 8%. Okay. For personal loan, it will be varying from 15 to 25, 30%. Okay. So for different type of loan, there is a change in interest rate. Okay, but the calculation will remain the same. The steps will remain the same of disbursing the loan. So this is the basically need. Like we have to understand like in which scenarios template design pattern is useful. So these are the actual use cases where you have to make use of template design pattern. So this is one of the example that I am explaining you with. Like there is a beverage. Okay, so in similar type of use cases, you have to understand like we have to go for template design pattern. So when there is a beverage, like tea is a beverage, coffee is a beverage. Okay, tea and coffee is also having wide varieties of types, but we are not going deep into it. So we are focusing only upon tea and coffee. So tea and coffee both are beverage, right? The process of creating or making tea and coffee is more or less similar only with respect to steps. Like first you have to boil water, then we have to brew it, okay, then we have to pour it into a cup, then we have to add condiments or tea leaves or coffee beans. So the steps will remain the same, but materials get changed. So because of the change in material, the output gets changed. Okay, so only the material is getting changed, the process or steps remains the same. So this is the example of template design pattern. So tea and coffee is implementing beverage, which is an abstract class, and within that abstract class, there are certain set of methods written like boil water, brew tea, pour in cup, add condiments, and then there is a prepare beverage. Okay, which in within that it will have the steps like boil water will be called first, then brew or steep will call first, then pour in cup will be called first. Then after that pour in cup. So these are the steps basically we have to follow. We can't pour in cup like before boiling water. First we have to boil water, then only we have to pour in cup. So steps is important over here. You have to follow proper steps. We can't over need the steps. Like first step is we are changing to pour in cup, then second step adding condiments. So those things we can't do. So step is very much important to understand. Proper steps should be followed in template design pattern. So let's understand this thing with the help of code, like how we are implementing this in actual coding. Okay. So let me share my screen for IDE. So here, if you can observe, is a beverage class, which is an abstract class which is getting created. Okay, so here there is abstract methods: boil water, brew or steep, pour in cup, add condiments. These are abstract method basically gets created. Then there is a concrete method which is created, like prepare beverage. So we are preparing the beverage. So steps will remain the same, whether you are preparing tea or you are preparing coffee or any other thing or any other beverage basically. So these steps will be common. Okay, so we have followed all the steps. We have put all the steps in this particular method basically. Okay, then we are making use of tea as well as coffee. So coffee is there. So you have extended the beverage class, which is abstract class. So we have to override the methods. So boil water. So what we will boil over here, boiling water to prepare coffee. Okay, here brewing coffee, then pouring it into a cup. So pouring coffee into a cup and then adding condiments to add flavors in coffee. Okay, then for tea, if I am seeing, so tea is also extending beverage class. It's having all three or four overridden methods basically. Okay, so same thing I am doing what we have did with respect to coffee, but here I have changed it to tea basically, because here we are preparing tea. So only if we are making the change in the content, the output changes, but the steps remains the same. Okay, I hope you are getting the clarity, like when to use template design pattern. So here there is a driver class basically. So here what we are doing, we are making use of polymorphism. Okay, so here you can see I've created the object of a T class. Okay, and we have casted it to beverage, which is abstract class basically. So similar thing we are doing for coffee as well. So for tea and coffee we have done separately. Then for this reference, beverage reference, which is creating the new object for tea, we are calling prepare beverage. So here we are creating the layer of abstraction that clients should not have an headache like what all steps we have to follow. Clients should have only one button. Like if I click on this button, this particular beverage should be get prepared for me. So as if you will be knowing that if a person is working in a particular company, so there is a coffee vending machine is present or tea vending machine is present, right, where the mug we are providing and then you are selecting the particular type of tea and then tea is pouring into the cup, right? So the particular person doesn't know what actual algorithm that particular vending machine is having. That's why they are preparing tea or coffee based upon the user's need. But whatever user is asking for, he or she is getting that particular beverage. Okay, if he or she is expecting tea, then tea is coming. Expecting coffee, coffee is coming. So only one button is there. Similar to that here also, entire steps or process of preparing tea or coffee is abstract. Okay, so there is an abstraction layer, and then we are just focusing upon preparing beverage. So here we are creating the reference for tea and we are calling the prepare beverage method from the tea reference, so it will prepare tea for us. And then there is a thread.sleep 500 seconds. So here I'm creating a scenario like after a particular time, let's suppose after half an hour the same user want to have coffee as well. Okay, so that type of scenario I've simulated here. So first I've prepared tea, then after half an hour I want to have coffee. Okay, so I can't allow you to wait for half an hour in this video. So for understanding purpose, I have waited for just 5 seconds. Okay, so let me run this code. If I run the code, you will see that first it's preparing tea. Okay, so everything is written with respect to tea, and then after 5 seconds, coffee is being prepared for the same person. Okay, so like this, actually, tea and coffee or any other type of beverage, if later comes, it will be getting added into it. So here we just have to create an extra class. We are not modifying the main class, okay, which is the abstract class. So the steps will remain the same. You can add n number of beverages, and we can let the flexibility be given to the subclass to extend a particular abstract class, okay, beverage class, and then we can override those methods and we can create another beverage. Okay, so here it creates a loose coupling as well. Okay, it creates a layer of abstraction and then proper abstraction, which is a D part. So all solid design principles are followed. Okay, and there is a dependency inversion. Okay, all are depending upon abstraction. High level class is not depending upon lower level class. Low level class is not depending upon high level class. Rather, both are depending upon abstraction, because abstract class is being created. So this is the way actually template design pattern works. So I hope you have got the knowledge, you got the understanding, like in which type of scenarios template design pattern will be very much useful for you. You got the clarity, I hope. So we'll see you with the next set of behavioral design patterns. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe this video so that I will get motivation to make or give this type of videos again and again for free to you all. Okay. So we'll see you in the next video with next set of topics. Till then, it's Debjit Roy signing off. Bye bye.